प्रेम से बोलो श्री सीतारामचंद्र की जय. Dear devotees, first and foremost, welcome to another episode of Rudraaya. And of course, Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind courtesy of Maharudradev Mandir. And of course, we're situated at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough. And I know that most of you all are accustomed to seeing your host, Nisha Sharma. Of course, she's away today, so I'm just filling in for her for this week only. Without further ado, devotees, let me present to you a beautiful episode, a beautiful message that has been taken from our Shastras. Jai Shri Sitaram. Zanta Tulsidaji Maharaj, he comes and indicates that Tulsi Sati Vipatike Vidya Vinaya Viveka Sasa Sukurti Susatya Vrata Rama Bharoso Eka. He states that in life that when difficulties or trials and tribulations enter in our life and we don't know which direction we should turn, that he comes and he gives us 7 things that will uplift, 7 remedies or 7 type of medicine, 7 remedies. He comes and indicates that first and foremost that Vidya, one should employ the services of Vidya. Vidya implies what we call as knowledge or what we call as education. Of course, there's a type of education that we learn how to eke a living in this world. But the Mundaka Upanishad tells us most beautiful. It relates a very beautiful episode by the query of Sri Saunakji, a spiritual aspirant. And so it is said that Maharshi Angras, he comes and explains to Saunakji about these 2 types of Vidya. He comes and he speaks about what we call as Aparavidya and what we call as Paravidya. He explains and he states that all of the worldly knowledge which falls like in the category or the subdivisions such as architecture, such as biology, such as history, such as astrology, anything, any type of technical knowledge that is there in this world, it is called as Apara Vidya. And so he indicates that better than that is what we call as Paravidya. Paravidya is that knowledge on which the self is understood. The secret of life, if one can understand their purpose, how to uplift oneself in times of adversities. And so he indicates that such is called as Paravidya, that everyone should strive for. One who has acquired this type of Paravidya, he remains ever fully satisfied for whatever he possesses, whatever he has acquired in life. And so this Paravidya is called as a self-knowledge. Then it is indicated also that Tulsidaji continues by saying, as we indicated, 7. And of course, each of these 7, we can spend one night explaining just each of this. But the second one, he tells us about what we call as Vinaya. Vinaya itself means that we should practice humility in life. In all circumstances, whatever positions that we have in life, or whatever we attain, whatever we acquired, we should always be humble. Vinaya itself also means humility. one of the greatest traits is practicing that of humility. He explains that a third of the seven is what he calls viveka. Viveka itself means a dispassionate person, one who experiences compassion towards all that is there nitya. Vivek itself means the wisdom that has been done, and Vivek is able to differentiate the good from the not so good. He comes and explains again briefly under fourth, which is called a sahas. Sahas means a person who is most brave in nitya, a courageous person. And so, a courageous person, as per our scriptures, means that one who can face all types of disasters and can face all types of circumstances that may befall their way, using the mana or using the mind to get out from it. It means that they do not get caught up in the cycle. He continues by saying that one who will apply this medicine, which is called Sukriti. Sukriti itself means that one who thinks first and then he acts. He never uses impulses and jumps the gun, as we commonly say, but he thinks through every situation, everything proper. Will what I say will it benefit the other person, or will it only benefit me? Many of us, we say things for the other person in which they would like to hear. But one who will stand up for that which is right is called a Sukriti. One who possesses karma. And so Sant Tulsidas Maharaj continues by saying, Susatyavrata. Susatyavrata means that they will always speak the truth. In every circumstance in life, they will not compromise their principles in spite of whatever may be the circumstance. They are in the habit of always being straightforward. And so we should learn from this that the same manner in how we speak to one in society, in the same manner we enact, which means that we should always speak sweet words or good words at all times. And finally, he indicates in the seventh type of medicine that one should employ in their life is what is called as Rama Bharosa. Rama Bharosa means having implicit faith in the Lord. And he who will trust his FAT and and having his FAITH, his faith in the Lord, then Rama Bharosa, he becomes protected by the dear Lord. One who will trust the Lord in all times. Devotees, this is what Sant Tulsidas Maharaj, he comes and he says, Prem se bolo Shri Sita Ramachandra ki jai. Ram 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 Chanchal Mane Omkar Japa Omkar Japa Ram 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 Omkar Japa Omkar Japa Omkar Japa Omkar Japa Chanchal Mane Omkar Japa Omkar Japa Ram Ram Ram. पल पल चिन चिन घर घर निश दिन ओंकार जपा चंचल मन नित ओंकार जपा राम राम राम. प्रात समय सुख बेला में संजगे फूलगे रजनी में रोम रोम से निकला तेरे ओंकार जपा राम राम राम. चंचल मन नित ओंकार जपा राम राम राम. गहरा सागर ज्योति नैया जीवन रंगी ओम पिवैया पार लेंगे ओंकार जपा राम 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 जंगल मननित ओंकार जपा राम 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 सार तत्व की गोच किए जा नाम सरस सरस योज पिए जा सार तत्व की गोच किए जा नाम सरस सरस रोज पिए जा पार करेंगे ओंकार जपा राम 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 जंजल मननित ओंकार जपा राम 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 ओंकार जपा राम 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 ओंकार जपा राम 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 Shri Sita Ramachandra ki jai. Dear devotees, we hope that you have absorbed some of the essential teachings that what we have shared for this morning. Without further ado and without further delay, it's my pleasure to present you in our health segment led by our own Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, that as he continues his series on educating us about our health. Over to you, Dr. Sachin.
Sitaram and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and today is the second in our two-part pregnancy series on the developing fetus. Today we are focusing on how the fetus is affected by its surrounding environment. At the conclusion of last week's talk, we highlighted that the first 12 weeks of fetal development is the crucial time where all the organs and structures are formed. The last 28 weeks of the pregnancy is where the already formed organs grow in size. Therefore, these first 12 weeks are when the growing baby is the most susceptible to its environment and various stressors that we will now discuss. The growing fetus is supplied by the placenta, which provides the nourishment and the oxygen needed for growth. Most everything the mother ingests, including food, liquids, and medications, travel through the placenta to the fetus. Anything the mother is exposed to in the environment affects the fetus, and if the mother is exposed to something harmful, the child can show lifelong effects. The first we will discuss is alcohol. Alcohol use during pregnancy is the leading cause of preventable mental disability in children. Excessive alcohol drinking during pregnancy can cause fetal alcohol syndrome, which results in lifelong consequences for the child. This can include a smaller head size, abnormal facial features, learning disabilities, and developmental delays. There is no known safe levels of alcohol during pregnancy, so it is recommended that all pregnant women avoid alcohol, especially during the first 12 weeks. The next is drug use. Illegal drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and ecstasy can cause a range of developmental problems, including physical and mental disabilities and low birth weight. The baby can sometimes be born addicted to certain drugs if the mother habitually used during pregnancy. The next is prescription medication. There are many known medications that can affect the growing fetus, and many more drugs where the effect is not known because there are just no studies available. It is crucial that all medications be reviewed by a physician to see if they are safe to use during pregnancy. The next is smoking. Nicotine from cigarette smoke travels through the placenta and to the fetus. This can result in low birth weight, stillbirth, and sudden infant death syndrome. The greater the exposure to cigarette smoke, the greater the chance of an adverse outcome. This also applies to secondhand smoke. Another exposure risk is radiation. This is commonly seen in X-rays and CT scans and can directly cause developmental and birth defects. it is important to have a discussion with your physician before having any procedure where radiation exposure is a possibility. The last major environmental factor is the mother's psychological state. Any form of stress experienced by the mother can have negative effects on fetal development and leads to harm to both mother and child. When the mother experiences excessive stress, there are stress hormones that are released into the blood, and that can cross the placenta, affecting baby and baby's growth. There are many studies that clearly show that excessive stress during pregnancy is linked to pregnancy complications. Similarly, depression or excessive anxiety in the mother during pregnancy is associated with higher complication rates and fetal mortality. It is very clear that mother's psychological well-being has a lot to do with proper development of the fetus. At 18 weeks of pregnancy, the fetus can hear its surroundings, including any voices. This is where the developing baby listens and responds to sounds and voices. Talking to baby in a calm, positive tone helps stimulate brain development, and often baby moves and kicks in response to these positive sounds. I hope that this two-part series on fetal development has been useful to you. I thank you for joining with me on Health Corner, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
Guru Charana Kamala Balihari Re Guru Charana Kamala Balihari संघर में नीरय पारा दूबरा नहीं नीले किनारा पल में लिए उमारी रे पल में लिए उमारी रे गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी रे गुरु चरण काम क्रोध मद लोभ बलु तेरे ओ जन्म जन्म की भैरी मेरे सबको दीना सब दूर कराया पूरन ब्रह्म एक दर्शाया घट घट ज्योति ने आरी रे घट घट ज्योत निहारी रे गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी रे गुरु
चरण कमल बलिहारी रे गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी
जोक जगत गुरु देवा बताया ब्रह्मानंद शांति मन आया मनुष्य दे असुरारी रे मनुष्य दे असुरारी रे गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी रे गुरु
चरण कमल बलिहारी गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी
गुरु चरण कमल बलिहारी रे मेरे मन की दुविराधारी मेरे मन की दुविराधारी. Dear devotees, indeed, we hope again that you have enjoyed that beautiful segment by our own Dr. Sachin. And of course, we are in the portion of the program which is called our corporate corner. And of course, it's presented by Lotus Funeral Home, led by Kamal Bharadwaj. Kamal Bharadwaj is no stranger towards the Hindu community, that he supports us, he supports every temple and so forth. And of course, while we prepare you for spiritual life, he takes care of those who have left now for the beyond. And so we now ask Kamalji to give you another informative topic about preparation for that and so forth. Over to you, Kamalji.
Shram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bharadwaj and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center. I'm also a licensed funeral director. Seeing a loved one who has passed away for one last time is very important to a family as well as friends. How the person looks will be a lasting memory that will be forever etched in their mind. Preparing a body with embalming is very important to ensure the body will not change physically so that their loved one who has passed away looks as good or many times looks even better compared to when they were alive. We always want to match skin tones, so a picture is asked to be brought in or sent to us when preparing a body. The preparation for the body of a loved one is completed in a very respectful and dignified manner at Lotus Funeral. For Hindu families, bhajans are being played and Ganga Jal is used to purify the body. At Lotus Funeral, we have a special dressing room for families to help dress their loved one if that is something that the family wants to be a part of before the funeral. I have been asked by people if it is okay to touch a body after someone passes away. After we perform an embalming, the body is preserved and completely safe to be touched. During the embalming procedure, it is always better to have the dentures before for those elderly people that wear them so that the mouth has a properly formed shape. If the person had a pacemaker implanted to their heart, then we do have to remove it as it is part of the preparation process. The reason the pacemaker is removed is due to the battery. When a body is being cremated, and if a battery is present during the time, then the battery will explode during intense heat. This represents a danger to the crematorium operator as well as damaging the crematorium equipment. At Lotus Funeral, we have a restorative team, which means we can do things to improve the look of the person if that is the request of the family. For example, if the person has lost a lot of weight on the face, causing their cheeks to sink in, which has drastically changed their appearance compared to when they were in better health, my team can make the face look more fuller so that it matches more towards the appearance expectations of what the family would like to see. Our objective is to meet and to surpass the expectations of the family. It starts with the preparation of their loved one. At Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center, we are open 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. We have large halls accommodating seating for 500 people to smaller rooms. Our on-site crematorium makes the experience of a funeral better as we do not have to leave the building for the cremation. Puja items and fresh leaves, kirtan groups can be provided. Lotus Funeral is centrally located to serve the families from the east and the west. For Hindu families, we play Gayatri Mantra in our transfer vehicle when we transfer a loved one into our care, as well as place a tulsi leaf on their mouth. For more information, please call me at the telephone number on the screen. Thank you for watching and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
Om Ganganapataye Namo Namah Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah Ganpati Baba Muriya
Ganganapate Namo Namah Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah Ganpati Bappa Muriya.
Om Ganganapataye. So dear devotees, once again we have come to another episode and conclusion. I do hope that you have enjoyed today's program, and we look forward in joining in with you same time, you in the comfort of your home, us at Rudraaya Mandir, or do come and drop in to one of our services. The information is at the bottom of the screen, telephone number as well as the email site. Once again, we thank our sponsors for making Rudraaya presented for each and every one of you, and till we meet again, God's blessings, and may I say, Jai Shri Sitaram. Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva,
Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva.
He Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara,
Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara.
He Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara.